They're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. But tonight we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, and Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Ole Miss.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, they didn't break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
You look at this Eagle defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively, because you got your hands full. You don't know which one to face, but you know that it's a same unit that you're getting ready for.
First down for the Giants as they pick up 12. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. If they want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They'll stay on the ground with Scatteroo. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Working out of the gun is Dart. He'll check this one down to Scatteroo. So the completion good for just 3. And it's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A 53-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Well, they're sending out an early memo that points are not going to be easy to come by in this one. A block here in the opening quarter. What a block it was.
I love how you talked about sending out a memo. I know of one special teams coach who leaves a note in the lockers of guys he wants on his special team. A direct invitation to them. He wants them to have the pride in what they're doing. This could show it right there. A big effect on this game.
Able to elude one tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 9. They'll run it again with Barkley. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Defenses always have a goal of holding the runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors. And guess what? He's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. A stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. You talk about this giant defense. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
Tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Open man, that's Malik Neighbors. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down.
Giants first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Dart going to give to Scannable. Down to about the 37. The numbers for him from a week ago, 21 carries. 102 yards and a touchdown. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Dart's going to look to throw here. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
Oh.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 14. 23 yards the pickup there.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. To throw down, Dart. Robinson's got it. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. To the air, Dart. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting him in for the sack. Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Here's Dart. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. And ball caught by Slayton. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. touchdown. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll sell it the screen to Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Throwing is Hurts. They'll try and do this himself. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front seven can get him down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. First down, here's Scatterbo. Able to push his way through. Stops short at 25. The nice move couldn't ultimately free him. 43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us there. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
So they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Dart from the gun on 3rd down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Graham Gano for the Giants field goal. The 43.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
A little juke. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win. Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone to throw into the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there, It needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help him dig out of this hole.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Sean Robinson there on the stop. The Eagles at 2-3 here to begin the new season. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all three phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. Second down and 6 now. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that's caught by the tight end, Branson. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter play. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they come up now, second and goal. Another try for Barkley. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He'll try to do it himself. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Eagles take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll cut it to 3 and 10-7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by a receiving touchdown from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Giants offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by quarterback. Fighting his way through contact. Touchdown, Giants! Cam Scarborough, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gano the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there on the opening play of this drive. Second down, here's Barkley again. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already showed in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Well, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. He's got his target. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Yeah, boy, now you see him, now you don't. Excellent move. Nice run. Winds up getting about 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Here's Hurts to throw. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
And the Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. This is caught. It's Brown. And they'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Hurts. Now they go screen. It's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down. And he is the NFC reigning offensive player of the week. You got to think all the guys that take the field each and every week. That's not an easy one. Always has to feel good to grab.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That puts him in excellent position. 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Barkley is going backwards here. They come in and drop it all the way back at the 4-yard line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Barkley again. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Eagles are back within a score. Elliott now to have the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurtled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
We'll see how much they give him the ball here.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit, they recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
That'll get them the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. I think we just saw that there.
And we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know we can't do a mind melt and really know exactly what he was thinking, but I didn't see an open receiver there. Maybe, possibly, he did that on purpose and just overthrew him.
Yeah, coverage was good, so maybe indeed that was another way to throw it away, if you will. Here's Dart. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
It's complete to Robinson. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over first and 10. Looking to put a drive together. From the gun, it's Hurts. Complete. Smith has it. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes. They'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because you see a guy cutting in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
So the big gain, all for naught for the offense. That yellow flag is going to bring it back.
Oh, what a tough look for the offense because they see all that yardage lost and that ball's walked back and then some behind the original line of scrimmage.
This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. The offense on third down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well
is the punter man as he boots this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession in the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Throwing his dart. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
At the 48-yard line.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll set up the screen to Scattergood. On the move past the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. For the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is set away. Now this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And he's run well here the first half of the season, no doubt. You can see the graphic. NFL leader in rushing coming into the weekend. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football. And now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now they get the ball to start the 2nd half. How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. On the move past the 40. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. Just a gain of a couple there. Barkley, inside handoff. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 65 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
Hey, let's go. Trim it.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks and the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Play action. Here's Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And now fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now back to throw. Touchdown! A.J. Brown from 10 yards out. And the Eagles have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Elliott good on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, good return up past the 30. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line.
Give up the middle, Scatteroo. Fights through, now a crease. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Would have put him in the lead, but hold that thought.
Yeah, the celebration had to stop, didn't it? Because now you're on a real uptick. You're in the lead. Instead, you're still behind. Have to find a way to regroup.
To throw, Dart. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips, his 2nd sack of the night.
3rd and 14.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Now Dart. He'll dump this off to Scatteroo. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. And the Giants send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's looking sharp here so far in the 3rd quarter, Charles.
It appears that the halftime gave a little bounce. Came out, springing his legs, little pep in his step, and he's taking off and running really well in the third quarter.
Sometimes we talk about how guys don't want halftime to come. Some guys, they're happy when that break gets there.
You never know which way it's going to go. He's taking advantage of it in this one, though.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. They'll look to throw. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's third and 1. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see Charles come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Well, they nearly spared him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. So offense moving a little too slow there. Could not get set, and they get the penalty. That flag, that'll push him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. 80 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Second and 9. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
That's another Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Deontay Banks there on the stop.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Looking to throw on second down. Hurts. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. It feels pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to the bell cow. This guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
Second down and goal. Hurts. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's one of the dangers of the quick game. If you only have a 2 or 3 step drop, if you don't get the ball to someone open right away, those defenders are right near the line of scrimmage and they get on top of you in a heartbeat.
From the 5, third and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. They lost a big chunk, 6 yards there. It leads to 4th down. And they're not going to get the kickoff in time.
Delay of game, offense.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
Jake Elliott on for the field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And the Giants ready to come out now. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
On play action, here's Dart. And that's incomplete.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
19, Charger, 19.
Throwing his Dart. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
As soon as he leaped out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Throwing again is Dart. And that will be incomplete as well.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's had a good third quarter. He likes whatever adjustments were made at halftime, whether those were team adjustments or just him talking to himself.
And whatever that conversation was, it was pretty good because he is running really well here in the third quarter. But I like to think it is a team adjustment. Offensive line, those big escorts of his, they figured out how to block a little bit better, and he's found those holes to run through.
He has indeed. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. The Eagles on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Hurts, he's going to do it himself. And he's caught. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A give to Barkley out of the gun. That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see. Finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he spins past him and into space. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. The penalties don't usually hurt as much as that one does. That is a monster gain wiped out by the flag.
And you and I both know that an offense only gets a couple of those big moments in a normal game. You've got to take advantage of them. When you give one away because of an avoidable penalty, that's a major disadvantage. Just steals away every bit of momentum you just generated with that play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. New York set to take the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too.
It's trouble, the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Taking it right down Broadway. And how about that return? Inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But boy, what a tough spot they're in.
A first down carry for Barkley. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 95 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Great.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 31.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Elliott is good. So when you factor in the safety, this now a 5-point swing.
And look, I'm not going to turn away a 5-point swing because 5 points, that's valuable. Don't get me wrong on this. But if they could have taken that safety and added 7 to it, now you're talking about a really big swing.
A dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. New York set to take the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of it.
It juices up the defense.
Without a doubt, that's a great way to score some points.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
9 yards on the first down. Keeper it at 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
Now he's going to step up and run. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
To throw is Dart. He'll try to pick it up himself. And a broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Scatterboo. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Eagles' 44-yard line.
To throw now, Dart. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Let's go.
They'll go. Here's Dart. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Dart going to look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 8.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for good yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And the Giants are going to have a first and goal and some good running there. Gets him down to about the 2-yard line, knocking on the door. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Jackson Dart with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Giants have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point try good by Gano. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here first and 10. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line. And that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Running again with Barkley on second down. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. On third down, here's Bigsby. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Now hang on here because Saquon Barkley is in some discomfort, so we're going to have a pause here for an injury. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. From the gun, Bigsby. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Another run by Bigsby. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. And they'll indeed take a knee. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your own crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How
previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field.